my name is Alexi and I'm making a video game about Slavic folklore set in 14th century Ruthenia, which is modern day Ukraine. Also check out this merch that I'm wearing right here. Look at that, new t-shirt. New t-shirt, guys. You get to roam through a rich, atmospheric 2.5D pixelated world and slay a bunch of baddies and like folklore enemies and villains and whatnot, and swing your sword around like a freaking badass, like Blade, like Wesley Snipes. Firstly, I want to apologize for this big like gap in uploads, like mostly because right after I put out the last video, I found out that I had like literally no time. I had like weeks, literally like weeks to prepare for Next Fest, and I realized how I was for time. So I had to go into, you know how every indie game developer has to go through a death marching crunch before their demo was released. So that's what I did. It was either that or putting off the demo until like October, which I didn't want to do. Plus it was one of those, I was stuck in a little bubble. I was stuck whether I should wait till October or whether I should just go all in and go for June. But I think putting it off until October was probably, like, in hindsight, like a better idea. But then again, fate waits for no one. So here we are. To recap what happened, I fully prioritized making this demo and even put off work for like a couple of weeks to make it all happen. I will say, unfortunately, I had to cut out a bunch of stuff that could have made it in the demo, but as for time, I had to, crunch. I had to go to that death spiral. Yeah. What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? In the last video, I explained how I was making the assets for like the second level, and here it is.
On top of that, I had to fix a bunch of bugs with the enemies and also get them to be working as actual enemies, since in the last video they couldn't do a whole lot. I also had to dump out some cutscenes as quickly as I could, since no cutscenes existed yet, and I will admit that the quality in that sector tanked a little bit. Not to mention I had to code settings, menus, localizations, make a trailer, do some marketing, etc, all crunched and done within a matter of weeks. Yeah, I won't lie, this little stunt probably took like a few years off my lifespan. Anyhow, to state the obvious, there are a lot of new things in this game. As soon as the demo went live during Next Fest, there were some bugs that some players immediately found, which definitely is not a good sign. I had to run some immediate hot fixes and get the game bug-free as best as I could. There was, however, one game-breaking bug, the only remaining bug, mind you, that couldn't be fixed, and it occurred on specific hardware and it happened multiple times to several different people. I tried my best to fix it, but it's like a deep-running bug that'll need to be fixed by refactoring code, so it will be fixed along with the next patch update, which I'll be doing soon. Speaking of updates, I'll be putting out an update comprised of all of the things that I couldn't get to include within the demo version 1, plus the bug fixes and just a general better polish. One of the things that was lackluster about the demo was the combat. It just wasn't satisfactory enough. For example, the amount of attack animations weren't enough and too repetitive. That's why I'm now working on a momentum system where if the same attack is pressed again and again, the player's blade swings back and forth instead of once over and over again. But still, the combat won't be anything special, so that's why I'm going to work on adding a sword grinding mechanic with enemies where you have to mash the button to break free successfully and deal some damage, or unsuccessfully and suffer. That won't be the only thing though, since I want the combat to be even more complex and interesting, like more dismemberment with limbs than just decapitation, but more will come later. With this new and improved demo, I want to showcase more, so I'm also working on adding in an NPC town area where there won't be any hostilities, but just a little town of people whom you can talk to and stuff and give you side quests. Maybe I'll add a merchant who you can barter goods with, but then again, there's no inventory system implemented in yet. All will be done in due time. I might even think of adding a training room or an encounter room where you can just go nuts and kill enemies for practice. So in all, I just want to include a whole lot more into this polished demo so that there is more to showcase as the developer. Also, being the developer, I have a goal of trying to ascertain a publisher to work alongside me for Black Raven and getting it seen and played by more people. So for me to pitch, I'll need to have a solid demo behind me to make it plausible. I could theoretically start pitching right now with what I have and the numbers that I've gained, but I honestly want the highest chance of success, and that will have to be with getting a polished demo version 2 out. Good news is that Black Raven is already getting the attention of multiple small-time publishers, so I think we're doing well. And the game made 6 times its wishlist from before the event started, and we are now sitting somewhere around 5,500, which isn't huge, but I'm still happy with it, and it puts me in a good position. Steam Next Fest was just the beginning. There are several more events that Black Raven will be participating in, but as far as Next Fest went, I think it's safe to say that Everyone liked it. I'm just kidding. Apart from those bad apples, everyone loved the concept of Black Raven and thinks the art in 2.5D style looks super awesome. And yeah, thank you everyone. I think I'll do more of these slower paced devlogs since making the more full-on ADHD edited videos take way too much time for little return than just make a simpler edit like this, which will give me more time into actual development. With what is to come in the future, I'll just be making this new demo and then putting it out later in June once everything is all good and ready. I'm contemplating adding a boss fight into this demo, but I think it'll pass since there won't be a whole lot of bosses to begin with, only around 5 or so in the full game. So I think it'll be more impactful to save them in the full game. Or maybe I'll change my mind, who knows, maybe I'll add it.
With all that is said and done, Black Raven will be updated further with more cool things to see. But until next time, just make sure you wishlist, keep wishlisting. Keep wishlisting Black Raven on Steam and save the Black Raven Kickstarter as well. And we even have a Patreon even though like nobody's a member. I don't know. Okay, that is it for today. Goodbye.